WACO Aircraft Corporation. Welcome to Oshkosh. Hey, something a little bit different with WACO is we don't just produce WACOs. We also make the Great Lakes Biplane. This is a current production aircraft, so these are brand new. We're making them in our factory in Battle Creek, Michigan, WACO Aircraft Corporation. So these airplanes are built off of a 1929 type certificate. Great Lakes was its own company back in the day. WACO now produces it. So it's Great Lakes by WACO. So if you follow me around the airplane, we'll talk about the Great Lakes a little bit. This airplane is a very light airplane. It's made for aerobatics, so it does have an inverted fuel system. So we could do negative G aerobatics in it if we want to. And it makes a really nice aerobatic platform. It does everything good. The cowling design on the Great Lakes is a little bit different than you'll see from the ones from back in the day or even the 70s model. We redesigned this cowling to make it a little bit sleeker. It has a lower angle to it, and it also fits tighter to the aircraft. The engine in the aircraft is a 180 horsepower fuel injected Lycoming engine, and we're spinning this MT constant speed propeller. Most of our props here, or all of our props right now, are MT propellers. We like them, they're great props, they're light, they spin up fast, and they're reliable propellers. The landing gear on the Great Lakes is one of the greatest things. We've got these beautiful outrigger landing gear, and the suspension on the landing gear is absolutely wonderful. It's hard to bounce a landing, although now that I've said that, I'm probably going to. The airplane's a very stable airplane on the ground. We have good visibility, and you have to make little S-turns while you're taxiing, but not really that much. It actually handles wonderfully on the ground. The wing is very much like you'd see on the WACOs. Sitka spruce wing, and with aluminum ribs and an aluminum leading edge. However, like I said, those ribs still are wood. Flying wires and landing wires. Moving into our end struts. And also, like we're used to seeing on the WACOs, we have 4 ailerons. Now, Great Lakes is very responsive, and it's neutrally stable, so if you put it somewhere, it stays where it's at. It won't come back like a positively stable airplane, but we want that, because if we're doing aerobatics in it, we need that neutral stability to help us perform a little bit better. All right, so here we are at the fuselage of the airplane. So our construction of the aircraft, much like our WACOs, we've metallized the airplane back to about the headrest, and then we're back into our Seconite, okay? This aircraft's painted with Axalta paint, and as you can see, it looks beautiful. It's been sitting outside for a couple days right now. Still looks beautiful, and we'll wipe them off a little bit, but the Axalta paint, the beauty about it, it always looks wet, so it's good stuff. Questions about the tail wheel, is it steerable, lockable, all of that. This is just a normal steerable tail wheel which breaks loose. It's very nice, very positive. Of all the tail wheel aircraft I've flown, the Great Lakes is one of the most stable aircraft to take off and land. It is a pleasure to fly, a pleasure to take off and land. Just a wonderful bird and a lot of fun to fly. Inside the cockpit here. So, pretty basic inside the cockpit. We do have that JPI engine monitor and our Garmin's. We've got our radios in there, our trigs. Everything is kind of in a tight package in here where we can get at it and use it easily. Rudder pedals with toe brakes. Very nice. Over here, throttle quadrant, mixture, propeller control. All of our switches over on one side. And our fuel valve and cabin heat. People ask, does it get warm in here? Or do we get cold when we're flying these cross country? You can see that heater tube right there. One of the tricks we learned is to put a piece of orange scat tubing on it. We can put that right up our leg pant, or we can put it in our jacket and actually be pretty warm. but the way that tube blows, it's actually really warm just as it sits. Front cockpit, basic instruments once again. You'll notice in the front cockpit, we've got heel brakes down there on the floor instead of toe brakes. There's just more room for heel brakes up there than there are the toe brakes. Little tighter cockpits, but one of the changes that WACO made to the Great Lakes, which makes it really nice, is the older Great Lakes models, this seat back was up about 4 inches. So it was up a lot higher, and that really put you close to the instrument panel. So one of the things that was done is this seat back was reclined a little bit. That gives us more room. And you might be thinking, well, that's not much more room, but I could fit in it, and I go about 250 pounds, and I fit very comfortably in it. So just that little bit of space right there made a huge difference. Here's our baggage compartment. We undo those 2 fasteners, and it's just a 10-pound baggage compartment, so not much in there. However, you can get an optional baggage compartment put on the side of the aircraft that gives you about another 10 to 15 pounds of baggage. All right, so thank you very much for watching WACO Aircraft Corporation, the Great Lakes by WACO. It doesn't get much better than this. These are a lot of fun. Come check them out.